Hi, my name is Shadi. Have you been wondering about where you can get free tutorials on YouTube or anywhere, but you don't have the money, okay, for private um, classes or lessons? This channel is here to offer free lectures, free tutorials on the IELTS academic, and I want you to follow, subscribe, so you can continue to learn. When I post new videos, you'll be notified, and then you come and watch. So it is absolutely free. The content is quality, and I want you to follow. So if you don't have the money to attend classes, don't worry. What I can be taught in the private classes, I'm teaching it here. So I want you to stay here and watch. Today I'll be teaching the Outweigh essay. I'll be teaching the Outweigh essay. Do me a favor by following us on Facebook at IELTS Lessons, and then on YouTube here, subscribe. Subscribe is very important so you can continue to receive the notifications. Then like and share to bless others. So as you are receiving free lectures, I want you to share with somebody. I know booking the test is very expensive, and one-on-one classes or private tuition is also expensive. So I'm here to help you, to provide you with the adequate information which are very important for you to write the test and pass, so you can achieve your dream. So let's start with the Outweigh essay. So the Outweigh essay actually is one of the test areas in the writing task 2. So the way to identify this type of essay is these two instructive sentences. All right. And so do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or are there more advantages than disadvantages? Okay. So these two, when you see these two, instructive sentences, it suggests or tells you that this is an Outweigh essay. All right. Now, Outweigh essay actually is a kind of opinion essay, but it relates to advantages and disadvantages essay. It relates to advantages and disadvantages rather. Now, what this means is that IELTS is going to give you a situation, and then you're asking you whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. In other words, do the advantages supersede the disadvantages? So what you should be doing is that you should think about the question, make a determination, or decide which one do you think outweighs the other. If the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then you must generate reasons to support that, right? So in other words, you must get some advantages and then disadvantages. Now, the examiner does not necessarily have to agree with your opinion, whether the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. The examiner is not required to agree with you, but make sure that whichever side outweighs the other, generate reasons, and then for that, and then the opposite side to generate reasons. So you must spend some time generating advantages and disadvantages. Then write some examples of advantages and disadvantages. All right. Then before you start writing, so you must plan. Planning is very important. You see, the test is 40 minutes. Is this particular test, you must spend 40 minutes on this test. The writing task one, you are spending 20 minutes. So spend at least 5 minutes. But 5 to 10 minutes planning is okay. Then when you plan well, within about 20 minutes or 25 minutes maximum, you should finish your writing. Then you go over your work. Okay. Now, let's look at some few tips. So as I've said, decide on which side you think is more important, or which side outweighs the other. You must use language to make the side you think is more important stronger. All right. So this type of essay, you're not really going to write, let's say, if you believe that advantages outweigh disadvantages, and some write 3 advantages and then go to the next paragraph, then discuss, let's say, 2 advantages or 1 advantage. And then because they think then the advantages are more than the disadvantages, then they believe that it outweighs that. They don't determine this type of essay or by the number of points that you write to outweigh the other. No. The tone is very important. So you must make the side you think is most important more stronger or more important. Okay? The side that supersedes the other, make it more important. Then use language to make the side you think is less important, okay, weak. So this will be decided based on your choice of words, the language you use to make one stronger than the other. The tone must therefore be high or weak, okay? So, as I've said, plan your essay, generate advantages and disadvantages of the phenomenon given before you start writing. You can use the word outweigh, okay? You can use the word outweigh in this particular type of essay, okay? So, when you believe that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, you can say it far outweighs. If the disadvantages, still you can use the word far outweigh. Okay, so you can feel free to use the word outweigh. Now, to be able to write this type of essay, you need to follow a structure. Structure is very important. So there are 4 paragraphs, followed a 4-paragraph structure. The first paragraph is the introduction. This is the introduction. Okay. So, what does the introduction entail? The introduction is made up of 2 main parts. The first part is a paraphrase of the background statement. This is a paraphrase of the background statement. And then the second is to write the thesis statement. The thesis statement, it is the most important sentence in the entire essay because it answers the question directly. It answers the question directly. This is where you state your opinion. Okay? This is where you state your opinion. So, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? You must put that answer here as the second part of the introduction, and that is your thesis statement. Now, the second paragraph is the body paragraph 1. I call it body paragraph 1. I call it the body paragraph 1. And this is the part that you discuss the side you think is most important using the peel structure. What does the peel mean? Peel means your point. So in this case, you are discussing, if it's advantages you are discussing, then you have to introduce your main point. Then the E. So the E is the evidence or your example. Okay. Or your explanation, then followed by explanation and then a link. A link is one sentence which links back to the main point or to the topic. So you can also use the peel in another way. The point, explanation, example, and a link is still peel. Okay, so you can use any of these structures. Point, evidence or example, explanation and a link, or your point, your explanation, your example, and your link. So that is very important. So keep that in mind. The third paragraph is the body paragraph 2. And the body paragraph 2, this is where you discuss the side you think is less important using the peel structure. Using the same peel structure, but what is going to change here is the side you think is less important. Okay. The last paragraph is the conclusion. The conclusion here, you restate your opinion. So it's a summary of everything you have written. Okay. Body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. So it's a summary of the advantages and disadvantages and then your opinion. All right. Now, let's continue. So we use a question to illustrate this type of question. Now, the question says, that today children spend a lot of their free time watching television. The instructive sentence is, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of this practice? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of this practice? Give reasons. So very important. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples. From your own knowledge or experience. Now, and you are writing 250 words minimum. At least 250 words. How do you go about answering this question? First, make sure you understand the question. Today children spend a lot of their free time watching television. Today children spend a lot of their free time watching television. So what is the meaning of free time? Leisure hour. That is the meaning. Leisure hour. Okay. Now, you have to also think about or write the synonyms for each keyword in the sentence against it. So as you begin to prepare, write keywords or synonyms. Write synonyms of the keywords against it. So paraphrasing will be easier for you. All right. Then think about advantages and disadvantages, synonyms for the advantages and disadvantages. So synonyms of advantages can be benefits. Okay, the benefits, advantages itself, and then you can use the word advantageous. Then disadvantages, you can write disadvantages or disadvantageous or problems or challenges. All right. You can even use the word problematic for disadvantages, depending on what you are writing and the type of the sentence you are writing. All right. Now, the first step is to plan your essay. Generate your main ideas or your advantages and disadvantages. All right. Think about how you're going to paraphrase the background statement, this statement, and then you begin to write. Okay, so you have done all the necessary planning and you know which one is going to which paragraph. So the first step of the introduction is to paraphrase the background statement. So if you look at this, you see the first sentence. So let's compare the two. Yes. So compare the two. Today, children spend a lot of their free time watching TV. So here, British Council has given you, or IELTS has given you, TV. So you shouldn't also write TV. Use a full word for TV, television. Okay. So we paraphrase this. The way to paraphrase a statement is to use synonyms. All right. And then you can interchange the position of their words, but make sure that it means the same. So to paraphrase simply means that rephrase that word or that sentence, but must carry the same meaning. Okay. So let's paraphrase. We say, in contemporary society, youngsters spend a sizable amount of their leisure time watching television. In contemporary society, youngsters spend a sizable amount of their leisure time watching television. This is a paraphrase of the statement given. The next part of the paragraph, of the introduction rather, the next part of the introduction is the thesis statement. Is the thesis statement. If you follow the structure, you see here, it is here. Thesis statement. All right. So you write the thesis statement. Write the thesis statement. Some questions come with about a much longer background statement, or even two background statements. So when the sentences are two, ask yourself, will you be able to summarize it in such a way that if you have one sentence, or if you're unable to do that, then if it is two sentences, it doesn't still make the introduction three parts. It's made up of two main parts, a paraphrase of the background statement and then the thesis statement. So the thesis statement, let's see that because they are asking for your opinion, the question said, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of this practice? Yes, it is an opinion. You're asking your opinion. So you have to make it your opinion personal. Make your opinion personal. So that's why you have to use the phrase, in my opinion. In my opinion, or I think that, or I believe that. I think that, I believe that, or in my opinion. In my opinion, the benefits of children spending their leisure time to watch television far outweigh the drawbacks. So check the grammar. The benefits go with outweigh, because this is plural and you must go with plural whatever. So check your grammar. Very, very important. Now, so you find two benefits here. The benefit of children spending their leisure time to watch television far outweigh the drawbacks. Yes. So we have the benefits and then we have the drawbacks, which are advantages and disadvantages. So if you have answered this question. Now, one good thing about this particular essay is that even if you don't add the specific advantages and the disadvantages here, that is okay. Okay, that is okay. Right. Having written the introduction, you move to the next step. In the next paragraph, you have to start developing start discussing the side you think outweighs the other, the most important side. Okay. So we start by saying, despite the drawbacks below, I believe the educational content of certain programs will certainly broaden their knowledge. So this is where we introduce the advantage, the reason why we think it outweighs the other. Okay, so this is very important for you to start with the side. The second paragraph must contain the side that outweighs the other. So for coherence and cohesion purposes. All right. Now, so I believe the educational content of certain programs will certainly broaden their knowledge. So I've introduced the advantage here. Then the next step is to either you explain or you give your example. An example, as I said, is a proof of the main point. What is the main point? So it will certainly broaden certainly broaden their knowledge. This is the main point. Will certainly broadens their knowledge. Okay, so we are talking about the advantages. So I'll introduce another advantage. So this is the sorry, we are talking about the advantages. Okay, so this is one of the main broaden their knowledge is one of the advantages. Okay, we'll see another advantage in this paragraph. Now, so we give an example, or you can go straight to explain, whichever is easier for you. For example, television channels such as National Geographic provide a variety of educationally rich content that enables youngsters to learn about their cultures and the natural world. All right, so you have given a proof of the main point, which is an example or an evidence. Should the example be true? No, the example should not necessarily be true. However, from the perspective of entertainment, television is highly crucial in helping children to relax, especially during stressful periods at school, such as the exam season. All right. So you see, I've introduced another example. Okay, television is highly crucial in helping children to relax. So relaxation. So I've talked about broadening their knowledge and then relaxation. Okay. Now, you continue to explain that one too. These relaxation periods are essential for people to reinvigorate themselves, which in turn energizes them to approach their schoolwork with renewed motivation. Now, you've explained this. Okay, so the last sentence becomes my link, and it is enough explanation. We will now focus on certain words that we use in this that were used in this particular essay, which makes it more superior to the other, to the disadvantages. So let's see a word like certainly. You see, certainly, it communicates the fact that will definitely broaden their knowledge. 100% sure. All right. Then you see another word like highly crucial. Another phrase like highly crucial. Highly crucial. Okay. Highly crucial. And then another phrase like the benefits, educationally rich content. You see, educationally rich content. Okay. Now, so here you have to use more positive words to do what? To explain. Intentionally use positive words to carry the tone high and make it more superior to the others. Then you also find the benefits being discussed. All right. Now, that is what you should be doing. So it is not really about writing more advantages to outnumber the disadvantages, or writing more disadvantages to outnumber the advantages, and then say that this outweighs the other. No, it's not about the number of advantages and disadvantages you write. Now, we now move to the side that is less important, or the weaker side, and we are going to use words, language. We're going to use language to make it less important. You deliberately use language to make it less important, or write weaker sentences. So the way to start it is to write admittedly. Admittedly, children watching television is problematic. So you see another weak word, problematic. Still communicating disadvantages. And then we use another word like can influence. You see, can. So whilst the other one says certainly, this one we are saying can. All right. So we are making it weak. Can is not emphatic. So children watching television is problematic and can influence them negatively in myriads of ways. So negative influence. All right. So pay attention to the words that I have highlighted. Then you give our evidence. Our evidence. The next step, you can write explanation or you write evidence. So whichever structure is easier for you. Now, give our evidence, and the way to start is to write for example or for instance. Previously, I wrote for example. So when you use for example here, you write for instance. Okay, for example or for instance. Now, so for instance, use for example or for instance only. Or when you're writing a sentence, you introduce words like such as, but don't write like. Like is too low. It's a band 6 word. Don't use that. Like, don't. Write for such as, or for instance, or for example. Do not write to illustrate this. A typical illustration is, don't write those ones. Use academic phrases or words. For instance, for example, such as. All right. Now, so our example is, for instance, watching television is a passive activity that can lead to a sedentary lifestyle that can have a negative impact on children's physical health. So in this paragraph too, we have said that it is a passive activity. It communicates that is weakness, okay, negativity or negative impact, all right, or makes it weak. Then we have also used the word negative impact again here. And then we continue to explain. It has been proved that one of the factors contributing to the increasing number of obese children is lack of physical exercise. Lack of physical exercise. Additionally, some television shows may contain content that is inappropriate. So you see, inappropriate for minors, such as excessive violence or certain vices. Therefore, it is disadvantageous. So I'm re-emphasizing my opinion. Okay, it is disadvantageous for young people to watch television during their spare time due to the negative impact. So I'm re-emphasizing the fact that this is disadvantageous. So I've used words to deliberately make it what? Less important, or deliberately make it negative. So deliberately use language to make it less important or weaker or negative. Okay. So it is not really about the number of points you write. So don't write, let's say, 4 advantages or 3 advantages and then discuss 2 advantages or one disadvantage here and say it outweighs the other. No, that is not how it is done. Okay. So I've discussed 2 advantages in this, 2 advantages in the paragraph 2 and then 2 disadvantages in paragraph 3. And that is enough, because you don't have enough time in the test to write plenty. Now, the last step is to write the conclusion, and we start with a linking phrase, which is in conclusion. In conclusion, start with this. In conclusion, the advantageous aspects of today's children using their leisure period to watch television far outweigh the disadvantageous aspects, as they benefit from the educational programs and help relax them for their academic work. So what have we done in the conclusion? In the conclusion, we have simply paraphrased or summarized the advantages and disadvantages in our opinion. Okay. So that is it. You have to summarize everything. So the advantageous aspect of today's children using their leisure period to watch television far outweigh the disadvantageous aspects as they benefit from the education program and help relax them for their academic work. So this is basically more or less a paraphrase of the thesis statement here. All right. So that is what you should do in the conclusion. Do not write a recommendation. Encourage no mark. Doesn't carry any mark. Don't write a recommendation. So make sure the tone of your essay is stronger in this paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Always remember, introduce or discuss the side that is most important in paragraph 2 before you introduce the side which is less important in paragraph 3. Use language to make it deliberately weak or less important. Okay. So this is how you write this essay. After you've written the essay, check your spelling, punctuations, grammar, everything. Check. Count the number of words you've written. If it is up to 250 words. All right. When you count it is up to 250 words and you still have more words to count, you must need to continue to count. Okay. So the way to improve is to write, practice. Practice is what will help you develop mastery. Okay. But the test. So practice and practice. Very important to practice. So guys, this is the end of today's lesson. So if you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. I will answer. If you have any question, put it in the comment section. I will answer. So I would like you to share this broadcast, like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you would not be able to get the notification when I post a new video or when I come live. When I come online, you will not get the notification. So continue to subscribe, share with everybody. Anyone going to write, preparing for the test. It is completely free. So many people have been contacting me to teach them. That's why I have decided to teach everybody free. I want the whole world to benefit from this knowledge. So practice. That is very important. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll bring you the next lesson